Our travels in the past have taken us to a lot of places that speak Spanish, which is very handy for us because both Dominica and I have put in a number of years studying Spanish, mostly in high school, and we've taken some effort to try to learn it since then, and we've spent quite a bit of our adult lives living in or around Texas, where there's a bit of Spanish spoken, but you don't tend to really learn it there if you're not really trying to. It's not like you just get exposed to it every day, even though you see it on, signs and billboards and such. And we've gone to some countries where we really have no connection to the language. But this year, we're traveling to Italy, and we have a lot of reason to want to speak Italian. And so for the first time, we're really putting in an unbelievable effort to learn Italian before we travel to Italy. The first time we've really put in an effort to learn a language before going to that country. Going to Spain and Nicaragua and Panama, for example, the degree to which we already spoke Spanish made us survivable. We could even carry on conversations pretty easily just on our first day, so that wasn't a big deal. But Italian, I've never spoken Italian before, no exposure to it, don't hear it anywhere. So started 2 months ago. I'm on day 59 at this point. I started using Duolingo every day, putting in quite a bit of effort on Duolingo. Made it through the entire Duolingo course in about 25 days, but still put in quite a bit of effort every day on that, trying to keep up with it. Also using Mondly and Drops and Memrise. So 4 applications that I'm attempting to use every day. Duolingo I've been especially good at, and I'm on a 59-day streak, which I'm hoping to keep up, but we're going to be in Rome tomorrow. So if all goes well, I will hit my 60 days on the day that we arrive in Rome. I have a week in Rome to practice before we go to our little village, where I'm hoping to have enough Italian to kind of sound like I put in a real effort trying to learn it before we get there. But this has been a bit of an adventure in trying to brute force myself into learning a language, but I think it's a pretty cool part of travel. One, to use travel as kind of an enticement to learn foreign language, but then using foreign language as a way to attempt to connect to the local culture and to be able to connect to the people. And so I'm very hopeful that being in Italy this time, with some amount of Italian that can be spoken, that one, it's going to give me 3 months of continuous practice in Italian. I'm hoping to really accelerate my learning of the language. Obviously, you're using Duolingo every day is great, but it does not teach you to speak to people. You just can't. So very hopeful that by doing this, it's going to be a bit of spoken Italian under my belt by the time that we are done, but also hoping to be able to really learn about Italy in a way that you couldn't do if you didn't speak the language, especially as we're going to be in relatively rural southeastern Sicily, where English is probably a bit less spoken than you would find in Rome or Milan, and even in like Turin when we were there, not that much English. Enough, you could get by, but it's certainly not something that everybody speaks. So this is a bit of a new thing for us. But I really have to say that I'm doing everything on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 7 Plus. That's what I'm recording on right now. And three of the 4 applications that I'm using are free, or at least free in the versions that I'm using them. That's Drops, which gives you 5 minutes a day of just vocab training. Memrise, which is a pretty intensive vocab trainer. It's very nice. I recommend that a lot. And Duolingo, which is completely free and very extensive. Highly recommend that. And I also had my very first change to Duolingo accepted just this week. So very excited about that I helped with some translations that were missing or mistaken. And then Mondly is not free, but I like it quite a bit, and I think it's well worth the money, so take a look at that. And all this can be done on your iPhone. And even paying for one of the 4, or you can pay for Memrise to get some additional stuff, which is pretty nice. It might be worth paying for. I think there's quite a bit of value and quite a significant amount of potential language learning that can be had these days with a very small amount of money, or completely for free, using just your phone or a tablet or on your computer. I think it's a good investment in time, and something that travelers should especially be looking into.